I want you to try something I call visualizing multiple paths to peace. That means every path leads to a good birth. Every birth is beautiful. And yes, that's not easy at first. You're going to feel resistance because we feel more safe trying to prevent, avoid, or ignore things that we have already told ourselves we don't want. But here's the truth. Complete peace cannot happen if you are desperate to avoid certain situations that may just happen. Try picturing what it would look like in every scenario. Cesarean, epidural, induction, unmedicated, home birth, a hospital birth, giving birth in the car. Imagine yourself calm and genuinely happy in all of those situations. That practice will rewire your brain to stay steady, no matter how your story unfolds. For a lot of moms, the number one thing they want to avoid is, can you guess? Cesarean. We hold this in our minds as the ultimate worst-case scenario, and we don't want this or that intervention because it increases the risk of having a cesarean. So we're really building up a fear of cesarean itself. A mom might even say, this is the main thing I really don't want. Her association is with emergency and medical problems and missing out on skin-to-skin or other things that she really wanted. She imagines herself sad if that outcome happens. She didn't sit down and decide to visualize cesarean as a negative outcome. It just came naturally because she labeled it as worst case. So she has rehearsed it as disappointment. And if cesarean becomes part of her birth story, even if her baby arrives safely, her brain has only one script for that: loss. Now let me be clear, there are many good reasons that many of us prefer to have a vaginal birth. We know recovery is often easier. We know skin to skin right after birth is easier to manage. We know there are a variety of strong health benefits for babies being born vaginally. So we have thoughtful reasons for our preferences. And I'm not going to pretend that every option has just the same medical advantages or disadvantages. When we choose a certain birth preference, we're not trying to be picky. We're just trying to be wise. We set up these preferences for our baby's health and ours, and for an experience that we genuinely think is going to be the best. But those wise preferences can turn into narratives that rob our peace. So here's the question. Does it benefit you to carry fear about cesarean, or emotions of dislike for the situation if you do have a cesarean? Does it help your peace? Does it serve your baby? No, because many moms will have a cesarean, whether it's an emergency scenario or it's just their provider's preference. We need to rehearse for birth in a different way, because if we have only rehearsed fear and dislike for this outcome, that is the story we will walk away with. I know, I have experienced it. But if we've practiced picturing a peaceful and joyful cesarean, then we can still walk away feeling proud and safe, peaceful and joyful, and deeply connected to our baby. I want moms to have peace no matter what their birth brings. So let's actually try this together. I'm going to guide you very briefly through imagining two different paths so that your brain can start developing different connections. Close your eyes if that feels safe where you're at. Take one hand to your belly and one to your heart. Slow your breathing down, give yourself a moment, and then picture yourself at home. Maybe it's morning, maybe it's night. Picture where you're sitting. You feel the first steady waves of labor. You're calm, you're prepared, you feel safe. You move how you want to move. The people around you are gentle and supportive. Your body flows easily through the surges. Birth feels like an unfolding, not like a battle. Your baby arrives in your arms, and you feel joy. Now picture a different day. Your provider has recommended an induction. You arrive at the hospital. You feel a mix of excitement and calm. You set up a space with soft lighting, music, and things that comfort you. The medications start, and you breathe deeply. You relax back into a pillow. The surges build, but you remain steady. Your partner holds your hand. Your team explains each step clearly, and you feel supported. Your baby arrives, peaceful, loved, safe. Take a breath. Notice how it feels in your body to imagine peace in both of those scenarios. That is the power of preparing multiple paths to peace. What I want you to know is that caring about your birth and creating wise preferences doesn't mean identifying one birth as the only one of joy and peace. It doesn't mean picking one happiest birth. It means preparing for joy in the fullest range you can possibly imagine of birth outcomes. When you know that any way you give birth can be beautiful, you won't walk in with fear and anxiety. You'll be ready to be calm and open no matter what happens. And that is a tremendous gift that you can give to yourself and your family. I used to think that the best way to prepare for birth is to find a way to avoid negative outcomes. I still believe that being informed matters. We do need to take stock of what research shows. What's healthy for ourselves and our babies, that matters. But now, after all my experiences and listening to the experiences of other moms, I believe something's even more important. The best way to prepare for birth is to vividly visualize all the possible ways birth could unfold from a place of trust and rest, peace. You might not know where to begin to do that, and you might have past experiences that you need to process in order to get to that place. That's why I created Birth from Rest. This is a different kind of birth prep that's not just about knowing facts. It's about preparing your inner world, your thoughts and your emotions and your sense of safety. If you're ready to do that deeper work, not just making a birth plan, but preparing your whole self, I'd love for you to join me. Subscribe and check out the links below for more. And let's get ready to love your birth, not just survive it.